What's up YouTube, it's Louis here, I hope you're all well. Today we'll be looking at Hbar on the daily time frame, and of course we did meet the 4.5 cent target. Do you guys remember we did break out bullish at this point, and I told you we need to hold this green line, otherwise we're coming back down to here. Again, we cannot lose this, otherwise we're losing all bullish structures, and that is when we validate targets to 4.5 cent or 4.6, 4 cent, and 3 cent for you guys. So we'll get into that in a bit more detail today. Can Hbar recover? We'll look into that for you guys. I'm going to tell you the point where exactly I feel like things are turning around. Otherwise, I do just expect continuation downwards, and we'll get into that in a bit more detail right now. So of course, this was our lowest point. We were constantly saying we do not want to lose 5.7 cent. I've got the fibs out here for you guys, and I was saying that if we ever do lose this, although as long as we're holding it, I'm going to be remaining bullish. We had some fake outs over here, which I said these are just going to be fake outs. I don't trust that these are actually breakdowns as of yet. So now that we had these lows, we don't want to lose these new lows going forward. So after this point, we started creating higher lows. Everything was setting up, especially the fact that we had invalidated the descending triangle. But if you guys were keeping up to date with the Bitcoin videos, as I urge you all every single time in the Hbar updates, please go over to the Bitcoin videos. They're way more important than this. Bitcoin is going to show you where the market is going, and that's what I was pushing you guys to watch. Hopefully some of you did actually head over to the Bitcoin videos and watch, and you would not have been caught off guard with what's going on anyway. We had already prepared for the Hbar downside. It's just we were seeing bullish scenarios happening with this bullish breakout over here, validating the inverse head and shoulder, head, shoulder over here. But with the FTX scenario, that is essentially what pushed us below the low. And because we lost that low, our TA was already saying prior that if we ever lose the low, then yeah, we've got a target at 4.5 cent, which we eventually met. Do you remember from many months ago, we initially had the wick down all the way to this 1618 target, and I said the most likely scenario will be to fill in the wick. We're not going to fill in the wick as long as we're above 5.7 cent. If we ever lose the wick, then yeah, we're going down there, because it was a fib target. And as I've been saying on Twitter in the last few days, when we first initially wicked down on Bitcoin, so please, I urge you all to check out the Bitcoin updates. I'll get a clearer chart, although this isn't even clearer. Over here, when we initially, let me just go to the drawings. When we were initially over here, I told you guys over on Twitter when this daily candle closed, we're going to fill in this wick. Another coin that was telling me that was the truth was this quant, although it reclaimed the 55 EMA. I was telling everyone the direct next day. Sorry, even as soon as that closed at midnight, go over to my Twitter, Louis_crypto. Please follow that, guys. Constant updates throughout the day over there. More updates over there than actually over here. But yeah, I've seen this multiple times in the past. Big wicks tend to get filled, and we've seen that essentially. Even though it was technically bullish by holding the 55, yeah, when you see a wick that big, just expect it to be filled. So going back to Hbar over here. Yeah, we'll zoom out and look at that 1618 target. Let's get rid. So yeah, we met this 1618 target. Essentially, when you do meet this 1618 target, you get a bounce, a relief rally. So it makes sense after filling in this wick, eventually we have this relief rally. Now, if this relief rally comes back up and reclaims 5.7 cent, it's a good sign that in the short term you might see some further pumps. But honestly, guys, because in my opinion, you've lost it as support. It was once holding it, having these incredible bounces from here. So each time was a time where we could have broken out of this resistance, because essentially this is what was stopping you from actually getting pushed down. Because here we were meant to go lower, here we're meant to go lower, here we're meant to go lower, here we're meant to go lower, here we were meant to go lower. I told you guys this so many times, and that's why holding above 5.7 cent was keeping Hbar bullish, and that's why Bitcoin holding above 18.6k is what was keeping everything bullish. If you remember correctly, I was telling you guys to watch the Bitcoin updates, because I was telling you every single day there's a higher low on Bitcoin. As long as 18.6k, that higher low holds, everything's bullish. If Bitcoin loses that And I warned you guys literally the day of it. If we lose 19.6, which is like essentially over here, pretend this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin was up here, then it came back down. I was saying we need to hold this, otherwise we go back to the bottom. And if we lose the bottom, we're definitely losing the low. And so that was the warning of Bitcoin. I made that warning on Twitter as well as the day of it. And of course, buy Bitcoin losing 18.6k only because of this FTX nonsense. That is specifically why we lost the low. Otherwise, we had our bottom, guys, genuinely, but always preparing for the bearish scenario. Eventually, we had a fundamental news event, an external factor. We just had no control over it. If they weren't effing around with our money behind our backs, then of course our bottom was in. Thank God we were prepared at all costs. This is the whole point of following the channel. We stay unbiased. We always look at both scenarios. I'm always going to say, as long as you're above this, you're bullish, because technically you are. The only way you lose this is if something out of the ordinary, something out of our control comes and takes that out. Otherwise, so for example, we had a fundamental news event. Otherwise, as long as you're above this, you're remaining with higher lows, and so you should eventually get higher highs. And your next target was to break back above this gold box. We can see the capitulation began over here. So going forward, that's where you need to reclaim if you want to see any bullish movement. But remember, guys, because you lost this green zone as support, it is now resistance. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to flip it all into red, essentially. Here we go. I hope you guys are enjoying today's update so far. Please like, subscribe and comment. I've been getting loads of comments in the last few days, so thank you so much. Also been getting nasty comments, but also loads of bot comments and just so many in general. If you want to stick out from the crowd, do check out the channel memberships, and yeah, you'll be at the top of the priority of replies in the comments. So over here, also you guys can do chart requests as well if you're a channel member, and I'll be able to do charts for you guys. But yeah, by losing the 1 fib level, we're coming into the 1618. As this is resistance, even if you come into this zone, guys, it's resistance. It's an expected rejection area. So all this move is a corrective move up to continue lower. So as we have two targets down here, that is where we are expecting Hbar to end up going to. The only way you invalidate that is by completely reclaiming this red box and this gold box. But guys, that is a miracle. That's hoping for a miracle. That's not what should happen. If we get a move that is not what should happen, I will be the first to warn you. So if we get this unexpected bullish move where we're reclaiming key supports, I will be the first to warn you. Unfortunately, guys, until then, I'm just going to throw it down your throats. We're going down, we're going down, we're going down. As long as Bitcoin is not reclaiming 18.6 all the way up until $20,000, any move up for Bitcoin is just a correction. Same for Hbar, same for any coin, because we lost the low. If we held that higher low, 18.6k for Hbar, that was 5.7 cent. You could even say, yeah, 5.5. If you weren't losing those, then yeah, our bottom was in, only because of this fundamental news event, these external factors completely out of our control. That is what's dumped the market. Thank God TA still works in the sense that it will give us targets to the downside. The fundamental news event is what kickstarted this move down, but without TA, we won't have targets. And what's interesting is we've always had this support over here at the 1618. And it's incredible that we're bouncing, and look where we're finding resistance on a previous 1 fib level. Again, if you don't reclaim this and break up above this, it's not bullish. So until that point, I'm bearish, guys. I'm expecting further continuation downwards. I wish you guys all the best of luck. Please like, let's get this video to 50 likes, share it. I urge you all to share. Check out those channel memberships if you want to learn this all by yourself and be able to follow along with these videos with ease. I urge you to take action on the course. It's currently 50% off for a limited time, and that's all over my Twitter if you want more details. But it will take you from zero knowledge into someone being able to read the chart by themselves. You'll also be in my crypto group chat where we'll be holding hands. And yeah, the videos daily will be so easy to follow because you absolutely understand everything. Everything you need is in the course. It's all the information I have. You just need to go and build the house with the tools I provide. Thank you guys so much. Like, subscribe and comment, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.